Hello, welcome to a top whatever type video. This one is basically I'm talking about Axel Alonso. Since the fact that he had just ended his time as editor-in-chief, he only had been editor-in-chief for roughly 6 years, unlike Osada, who had been editor-in-chief for a good 12 years. Now, unlike Osada, who did only one really bad thing under his tenure, and that was One More Day, Axel Alonso, there was a bunch of crap that happened under his time as editor-in-chief from 2011 to 2017. And here are the 15 bad things that happened under Axel Alonso when he was editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics. Let's get started. First, number 1, the massive amount of events. Oh my gosh, there was a bunch. From 2011 to 2017, we had a ton of events. More than usual. I mean, my God, Marvel went overboard when it came to events. Not even DC. When they were doing the whole New 52 stuff. Not even they put out as many events as Marvel did. Yeah, they put out a bunch. I mean, they went way overboard. 2014 was one of the worst times they did this. Was when they did, like, first it was Original Sin, and then, like, the following month, it's Access. They weren't bad events. It's just that bad timing was the problem. And half the time these events had barely any build-up at all. At least Access had build-up in the pages on Kenny Avengers. Secret Empire did have build-up. There were some events that had build-up, but a lot of these events had zero build-up whatsoever. And yeah, I will get to one of the other problems the past few years when it comes to big events. Yeah, but way too many events. Because apparently Axel Alonso loved putting out events almost every month and pretty much driving a lot of people into near bankruptcy because of all the bullcrap he did. Alright, number 2, several beloved writers leaving Marvel. I mean, oh my gosh, there was a bunch of these people who just abruptly left. Here's people who left under the tenure of Axel Alonso. You have people like Ed Brubaker, Rick Remender, Jonathan Hickman, Matt Fraction, Kelly Sue Honig, Colin Bunn, Jeff Lemire. Yeah, these two no longer work for Marvel. Who else? Who else basically had to leave Marvel? I can't think of any major artists who left the company, but like a whole bunch of writers just abruptly left, probably because they couldn't stand the bullcrap that was happening. But yeah, these are fantastic writers. I would love to come back to Marvel. But now, guess where all these writers went as soon as they left Marvel? Well, with the exception of Colin Bunn and Jeff Lemire, pretty much all these writers went to Image, which they're still working there to this very day. Ed Brubaker is doing Kill to Be Killed. Jonathan Hickman is doing the Black Monday Murders. Rick Remender is doing Black Science. Let's see. Matt Fraction is doing Sex Criminals. Kelly Sue Honig, I think, is doing Velvet. I think it is. I think it's Pretty Velvet. Yeah, she's doing Pretty Velvet. Let's see. Colin Bunn is basically working for various different companies right now. He's working for Dark Horse, IDW. I think he's gone back to DC doing some stuff, but yeah, last book he did, at the top of my head, was probably in Kenny X-Men. Yeah, that was definitely the last book he did for Actually, no, Colin Bunn does still work for Marvel because he does X-Men Blue. So scratch Colin Bunn out the list. But Lemire, as far as no, he doesn't work for Marvel anymore. Yep. But yeah, but a lot of these writers, really damn good writers. I mean, right now, the only big name writers that still work for Marvel, because recently Bendis left Marvel to go to DC. So the only big name writers left at Marvel are just Jason Aaron, Mark Waid, and oh yeah, Gary Duggan. Fantastic writer he is. Let's see, was there a big writer that left at Marvel? I mean, yeah, there's G. Willow Wilson. I mean, she's not a big writer per se, but she's still fantastic. But a lot of really big names, a lot of very popular writers that Marvel's had over the years, all left and went to independent stuff or gone to DC. But we did get Charles Show. That's an awesome thing. Yeah, that's one of the few good things that happened during his time as Marvel. Alright, number 3, and this is kind of a small thing, but this did happen. Though this was revealed roughly just 3 years ago, and this is still really stupid. That I don't know why in the world that he allowed this to happen. Outing Iceman as gay. Yeah, this was stupid. I mean, my God, was this a dumb idea to do? I mean, not only outing the past version of Iceman. No, I'm not going to get into the whole having the whole thing of bringing the original 5 to the present. I don't have a really big problem with that because Bendis and Colin Bunn and Dennis Hopeless has done a fantastic job doing that. I mean, yeah, it's an original idea, but outing the past version of Iceman and the present day one is gay? Yeah, this was stupid. Because apparently they couldn't do an original character was gay. No, we had to out a character created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. We have to out this guy is gay for no reason. I am not kidding about this. Oh, I'm going to add one I'll mention about, I'm at number 16. I'll get to what this one is. Which I'll get to number 16. Yeah, I'm making it 16. Alright. Number 4. All the politics. Wow, I was hearing about this from Jeremy. Yeah, there is a bunch of bullcrap politics basically happened during Axel Alonso's like during the last couple of years of his reign. A lot of the SJW stuff, which yeah, I didn't really care for. I didn't notice it that much. Apparently that was all there. And last year, apparently he had this thing where he had almost every writer at Marvel, I think except for Bendis and Charles Show, going on Twitter and bashing Donald Trump. I am not kidding about this. You probably look at basically Twitter from a year back, but yeah, from what I've heard, because I didn't go on Twitter that much, but yeah, I don't know why he thought this was a good idea to do, but I don't know why he approved of this, but bashing Trump every day on Twitter is by far one of the stupidest ideas I have ever heard. I mean, yeah, you can criticize the president all you want, but don't bash him every day. It's really stupid. Yeah, really dumb. Alright, number 5. The X-Men and Fantastic Four being punished. Yeah, this has been apparent for the past couple years. These two franchises being punished for one simple reason. And what is that reason? Because Marvel didn't own the movie rights to these two franchises. Yeah, I'm not kidding about this. This was a common thread where the X-Men were being punished, where some of their titles getting canceled, or at least characters getting killed off, like having Wolverine get killed off 3 years, at least almost 4 years ago, though he's come back last year, which is still questioning how the world that happened. Yeah, but yeah, the punishing it because they own the franchise rights for them. Yeah, and of course changing something that's really stupid. Yeah, but this has changed all the time. Alright, number 6. This is really a big one. Not celebrating character anniversaries or Jack Kirby's 100th birthday. Yeah, apparently during Axel Alonso's reign, it's like, oh, after 3 years into his reign, is during his time as editor-in-chief, yeah, let's just stop all anniversaries of characters, with the exception of celebrating Captain America's 70th anniversary. Yeah, with the exception of that, the last time Marvel ever celebrated a big anniversary of a character was Daredevil. Back in 2014, where he celebrated his 50th anniversary. Did we get 50th anniversary celebration for some people like the Black Panther, Hawkeye, Silver Surfer, or even Wilson Fisk the Kingpin? Nope. We never got these things at all. As a matter of fact, also last year was the 15th anniversary of Jessica Jones. Did we get an anniversary celebration for her? No. As far as I know, apparently Axel Alonso just did not care after a few years of doing all these major anniversaries. He seemed, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's so stupid. You had in 2011, like the first year of his time as editor in chief, you had Fantastic Four celebrating 50 years. In 2012, we had the 50th anniversaries of Thor, Iron Man, Hulk, Spider-Man. In 2013, we have 50th anniversary of X-Men. We had X-Men Avengers in 2013. Though we didn't get an anniversary for Ant-Man. But at least a lot of really big name characters get a lot of anniversaries. Yeah, and Daredevil got one. But what about Black Panther? A few years, at least about 2 years ago, it was his 50th anniversary. What did Marvel do? Give him an ongoing series. That's it. That's literally all they did with the character. Just bring back his ongoing series after he didn't have one for 5 years. I'm not kidding about that. But is there any other major character anniversaries that happened after 2014? Aside from Captain America? Nope. Nothing else. I am not kidding about this. And also, not celebrating Jack Kirby's birthday is probably the biggest, I would say, a terrible thing to do, terrible for Marvel to do, especially since Jack Kirby is responsible for creating 50% of your universe. Yeah, him along with Stan Lee did a lot of creating from the period of 1961 to 1966. A ton of great characters, and yet, just to get Jack Kirby get honored by Marvel? Hell no, because they screwed him over in the early 90s before he died. I am not kidding about this. This is completely true. Look it up. It's completely true. DC, on the meanwhile, basically, they did a bunch of stuff celebrating Jack Kirby's 100th birthday. But did Marvel, under Axel Alonso? Hell no, because he just did not care at all. Despite the fact he probably had maybe a few characters Jack Kirby created at Marvel, maybe celebrate anniversary. But nope, just didn't bother to do it. Though I think last year was the 20th anniversary of Deadpool. I think that was it. I think maybe a year prior. Alright, number 7. Terrible marketing. Yeah, this has basically not been apparent for the first few years of his reign. This didn't become apparent until 2016. Yeah, the past couple years, Marvel just had terrible marketing because apparently Marvel just didn't care to promote their books. I'm not kidding about this. They just didn't care at all. Which I'm like, that is stupid for you to do. I mean, yeah, they may promote a new series might be coming out, but God forbid we promote it while it's being published. As of right now, the only franchise right now at Marvel that's getting any kind of promotion, at least any marketing, is the X-Men. At least they have all the X books being promoted, with the exception of Gwenpool, which is not X book by the way, and Deadpool. With the exception of those two books, generally put all the other books, all the other X-Men books get promoted, but those Defender books, the big name books, Spider-Man, nope. Don't care. Excuse me. Yeah. Number 8. Milking events for the past 3 years. Yeah, this has been a terrible thing for him under his leadership. This happened with Secret Wars, Civil War 2, and Secret Empire. What is with basically Marvel milking summer events? I mean, prior to Secret Wars, this never happened at all. Yeah, but for the past 3 major events, with Secret Wars, Civil War 2, and Secret Empire, let's just keep milking this event to the end of the year, or in the case of Secret Wars, milk it into the following year. Yeah, this was terrible. Really, really bad. Like, wow. Number 9. Copying DC too much. I mean, my gosh, they were copying DC like crazy. Let me list some examples of Marvel copying DC during his tenure. Marvel Now, New 52. Marvel Legacy, DC Rebirth. Making Black Cat, a crime boss, Catwoman being a crime boss, stuff like that. Yeah, copying DC a lot, which was a terrible thing to do. Yeah, let's just copy DC for absolutely no explained reason. No, there is one other thing I have to say for a little bit later, but yeah. Yeah, he copied DC a lot during this period of time. Yep. Number 10. Keeping Dan Slott on Spider-Man too long. Yeah, you can kind of chalk this up to him. Because a lot of people thought that Dan Slott should have left after Superior Spider-Man wrapped up due to how much of a mixed reception that book was, but no. God forbid we do that. Let's keep him on for a few more years and give him pretty good stories or mediocre or occasionally really bad stories. Or just plain average. Yeah, that was the thing with Slott starting with 2014. Yeah, that's just been one of his biggest flaws. Yeah. Number 11. Disrespecting Jim Starlin. Yeah. Yeah, so much so he left Marvel. Yeah. This is one of Marvel's legendary creators. Yeah, this is the guy who created Thanos and Drax destroying Gamora. But does he respect them Marvel and Axel Alonso? Hell no. Yeah, when a Thanos ongoing series came out, he wanted to write that. But they said, no, you're not writing that. Why not? You allow Peter David to write Spider-Man 2089 because he created the character, but why can't Starlin write a Thanos ongoing series? He was allowed to write Thanos one-shots, which, by the way, those were freaking amazing. Though the only kind of Thanos book he's done, aside from the 3 one-shots, is the Hulk vs. Thanos miniseries, which was amazing. But a Thanos ongoing? No. You're not allowed to do that. At all. Oh yeah, and apparently this also happened when the first time that Thanos had an ongoing series, back in 2006. I'm not kidding about this. During the previous time he had the Thanos ongoing series, he wanted to write that too. But he was told no. Which I think is stupid. At least Conway's allowed to write an annual for Punisher recently. Yeah, he did that. Yeah, I don't know what was up with Axel Alonso when it comes to disrespecting Jim Starlin. Number 12. Restarting books to number 1. Yeah, this has been a big problem. I mean, it's been a big problem for over the course of 5 years, from 2012 to 2017. This has been one of the biggest problems at Marvel. Though it wasn't as bad last year. We had one book last year hit number 1. But basically, from the period of 2012 to 2016, this has been a terrible problem at Marvel during his time as editor-in-chief, because we have a certain number of books. We have this many books come out, and then, for no explained reason, we have to restart it. Yes. And the worst case of this was in 2015, when Marvel decided to hit the restart button on the entire line. Not kidding about this. Because anybody who basically knows me and knows of reading comic books for the past couple years, people think, you think last year, you think that some people just get comics and I think, oh, this has never happened. Like, what's all these other number 1s? When did this happen? 2 years ago. Not kidding. But that's the way it is when it comes to Axel Alonso. Number 13. Many books being delayed in 2015. Yeah, this is something that I kind of remember. Yeah, there were several books basically that were delayed that year. Stuff like All New Hawkeye, Uncanny X-Men. Trying to think, what else was it? I mean, there was like several books that year that were just delayed for no reason at all. Yeah, there's no explanation for this at all. And yeah, it's really stupid for basically books being delayed. Number 14. A lot of axing the axing of a lot of books and no announcement of the ending of a book. Yeah, this is one of Marvel's biggest problems for the past few years. Very rarely they ever made an announcement that book is ending. Like in 2016, this was actually one of the worst cases of this. Like, if a book, like, the only way a book was announced to be ended, I mean, the only books I could think of where they announced the book was ending, books like Angela Asgard's Assassin, I mean, very rarely, or in the case of the end of one particular issue, they might mark on the cover of the issue, final issue, or just how the cover looks. But most of the time, there was no announcement at all, though late last year they finally made up for that by actually bothering to announce the ending of a series. Because that's one of Marvel's biggest problems for the past couple years, is that we have books abruptly ending, and most people not even knowing that the book is ending at all because you don't bother to announce it at all. I don't know if this was a policy under Axel Alonso, but I highly doubt Quesada had this problem during his time as editor-in-chief. Yeah, because I'm sure he probably had to put an announcement out that book is ending, but under Axel Alonso, God forbid we do that. Yep. All right, number 15. This I actually found out last year, and hearing about this was really stupid. Venom and Scarlet Spider being axed for beating Superior Spider-Man in the sales. I'm not kidding. This actually happened. I wondered about this for about a few years. Like, why in the world? These books ended in 2013 and publishing for a little over 2 years, though Venom had ended after 42 issues because the book had occasionally decided to produce more than one book a month, and Scarlet Spider ended after 25 issues. I kept wondering, why do these books abruptly end for a lot? I think a lot of people probably wondered that too. And the reason is because these two books beat Superior Spider-Man in the sales. That's the reason why these books ended. Now, from my perspective, this is basically very childish, and the fact that maybe Slott was complaining to Axel Alonso that no, my book Superior Spider-Man is not, if for some reason it's not selling too well, but the other two Spider-Man books they're selling a lot better than mine. Cue accent, please. I'm sure he's like, sure, why not? Despite the fact both Venom and Scarlet Spider are really damn good books, though in the case of Venom, like the Rick Remender was amazing. Columbine a bit of a slow start, but once they moved the character to Philadelphia, the book got a lot better, had a good focus for the series, but the book had abruptly end without actually resolving the story. There was a plot thread that was unresolved when the series ended, and it took 3 years to finally resolve this thread. The whole thing with the Hellmark, yeah. Apparently, no one at Marvel wanted to bother to conclude this plot thread. It took Robbie Thompson, the writer of Venom Space, to resolve this plot thread. Yeah, at least Scarlet Spider had a pretty decent ending to it. But in the case of Venom, God forbid we actually resolve a big plot thread. Yeah, and a cliffhanger, mind you. Yeah. But yeah, this is childish and stupid. Alright. Number 16, the death of two big characters in 2016. Actually, there were several characters who died that year. I mean, you had the death of the Jester at the start of Civil War II. Did anybody bother to mention that? Nope. Didn't want to mention the fact that Red Ghost died that year. But we have two big ones. One, of course, is War Machine. Though prior to his death, Marvel very rarely used this character for some strange reason. It seems that after Matt Fraction's run, it seems like this character barely showed up in Marvel Comics at all. I mean, what comics did he appear in prior to his death? Let's see. He was a regular character in Secret Avengers for half the second volume. He also appeared in like one issue of Gambit. He had a brief ongoing series as Iron Patriot. And pretty much up until his death, he pretty much was a recurring character pop-up in Captain Marvel for a few issues. Both in the second volume of Captain Marvel and even the mighty, even the relaunch one under the writers of Agent Carter. Yeah, Seems like that was the only book he was showing up in. Of course, he showed up also in Iron Man. But yeah, and then he gets killed by Thanos. But yeah, yeah, killing him off was probably a terrible idea to do, especially since this guy has had like almost 40 years of history in Marvel Comics, and the fact he's a great character. But kill him off, and then of course killing off the Hulk. Yeah, killing off Bruce Banner. Yeah, I don't know why that Bendis thought was a good idea. Of course, they did get a promotion for it, and of course, there was a couple of one-shots that kind of expanded. Like, one dealt with the trial of Hawkeye, the other one dealt with the reading of his will. But yeah, killing off the Hulk was probably a terrible idea to do, especially as he was briefly revived the following year in Second Empire for no explained reason. But yeah, so that's really it for this particular. I originally just said top 15, but I'm gonna have this as 16. The 16 bad things that happen under Axel Alonso's time as editor in chief of Marvel. Okay, but until we see you on the next video, bye.